Welcome to Surrey's Greener Future. In these podcasts, we will identify ways where each and every one of us can do our bit to make a difference. We will also keep you updated about a number of local projects supported by Surrey County Council, which are designed to improve the environment.
Hello.
Hello, is that Nigel Collin?
It is.
I'm talking with Nigel about the project that he came up with last year for some wildflowering along our roads. Now, I last saw Nigel in January, and he was telling me that quite a lot was scheduled for April. But of course, between January and April, the whole world changed. Nigel, what's happening?
Well, as you just said, we have been impacted by COVID. However, the following prospects were basically enacted. The A217, which is a major artery, was partially seeded with a combination of people from Reigate and Banstead and Surrey, and that went extremely well. Unfortunately, it had to be cut back in terms of the actual meterage that was envisaged, again because of COVID. However, when the results were seen, everybody was extremely pleased with them. In the interim, of course, our plans were shelved because we could not go out and basically seed wildflower and generally tend soil with social distancing. But what we then decided to do was to build up our network of people, both volunteers and folk who are working already in the different districts and boroughs within Surrey. Don't forget, this is a Surrey-centric initiative, and as such, we want to ensure that we've got a range of activities planned across the whole of the county. The other thing that we arranged to do was to devise and develop a brochure, which is a small A5 fold-out brochure outlining the benefits of wildflowering, what we as the Surrey Wildflowering Project are hoping to achieve, and it shows photographs of before and after of a particular verge, not necessarily the ones in Surrey, but it gives folk an idea of why we are enthusiastic about developing this particular project. Apart from its inherent benefits from a beauty point of view and a sustainability point of view, it's got mental health benefits, particularly relevant at this time. So we did that. We've organised several thousand of these brochures, but of course distribution has been hampered. We were hoping to go to schools, hoping to go to libraries, hoping to go to various doctors' surgeries, and we are now holding fire until we're able to effect a proper distribution. We've got business cards organised. We have reconfigured our committee, and the lead champion, which is a recent announcement, is Jonathan Essex, who is the councillor who promoted the motion for wildflowering and using benign pesticides. Jonathan is extremely knowledgeable in this area and is a very, very strong supporter of wildflowering in its own right. In fact, he has actually suggested that what we should be doing is not necessarily seeding verges. We should actually be encouraging cuts once a year, and the cuttings are then removed to leave the ground for wildflowers to appear naturally. That has a positive cost saving, which is where I was a year ago, and at the same token, that cost saving, those extra pounds, can be used to produce bio-friendly pesticides. So that is effectively where we are. We're primed, ready and willing to go forth and multiply, to use that term, early next year. Apart from anything else, I've got a link with a particular strong wildflower supporting business activity in the Epsom area. The lady running this is very, very keen to help us and support us. So, in summary, we've got all to play for. We do want more volunteers. We actually also need to have more sponsorship in the round. And the real desire for next year is to ensure that we get the message out across the county as a whole for the benefit of those that live in the area.
Thank you very much, Nigel. This podcast has been produced by the Mr. T Podcast Studio as part of Surrey's Greener Future programme. Please use this material to help inform others.